Why Americans eat what Europe bans. Now I have no idea why like the food quality here in America is dog shit. I have no fucking idea. Matter of fact, bro, we could be eating babies and not even know it. We could be eating human meat. The meat that you could be getting from McDonald's could be fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness though, I genuinely believe a lot of this has happened like because, you know, corruption and greed that has been allowed to pursue here for so long. You know what I'm saying? That to the point where it's like it's pretty much taken over the fucking scene, right? But let's see why Americans eat what Europe bans though. No, seriously though, like that's nasty. That's crazy. Like why is it like that?
Versus cheddar, our Velveeta melts much better.
This shit is plastic, bro.
This looks like cheese, right? But it isn't. This syrup, no maple tree involved. And this was literally held together with wood pulp and sold to the consumer as Parmesan
What?
cheese.
That's crazy.
In the United States, you are likely eating food that's banned or tightly regulated in much of Europe. And no one's telling you, because technically, they don't have to. In comparison to
See, that's the shit I be talking about. Like, there's so much corruption here that it's just allowed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just bad, bro. Like, it's just cooked, bro. Like, you're just fucked, bro.
much of the European Union, there are far fewer protections on food labeling. And the ones that are there are only subject to what a reasonable consumer would believe.
What the
This
fuck
was,
is that?
in fact, the basis for a U.S. district judge's dismissal of a Pop-Tart lawsuit in Chicago. No
really?
reasonable consumer would believe that the filling in a Pop-Tart contained a certain amount of strawberries based on
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I genuinely, like, I'm pretty sure Pop-Tarts are made out of, like, pure fucking sugar. Like, there's no, like, actual real... Like, genuinely, like, let's be honest. Like, we all know that this shit is fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's good as fuck, though.
the image on the package
It's
and
good.
its use of the term strawberry. But fake foods aren't just misleading, they're also becoming incredibly common. According to a new analysis led by researchers at Johns Hopkins, they found that more than half of the calories consumed at home by adults in the United States come from ultra-processed foods. So what is fake food
What?
exactly? And how did America become the imitation nation while Europe said no? Well, let's take a look.
I mean, I'm not really surprised because, like, here in America, we literally have the highest obese rate in, like, all of the world. And all the world, we have the highest rate in, like, obesity or some shit like that, I'm pretty sure. Ain't that right? Yo, I'm talking to you, bro. What the fuck am I doing, bro?
Fake food, or imitation food, is a legally defined category in the United States. It looks like food, it's sold like food, but it's chemically or structurally altered to be cheaper, longer lasting, and more marketable. Some examples?
Oh my god, this is that government cheese, bruh. This is that government cheese, bruh. I tried my hardest to not... Bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, this cheese is actually kind of nasty, though. Like, I don't know if you've actually tried this cheese by itself. It's fucking disgusting. I don't think that shit's made out of milk, bro. I think that shit's made out of fucking... I don't know, fucking plastics. I don't know, bro.
Pasteurized processed cheese product.
Processed cheese product.
On dairy whipped topping. Bacon bits with no bacon.
Okay, what the fuck is this?
Wasabi from chemicals, vanilla without the bean, and truffle oil that's really just canola oil with a chemical flavorant.
That truffle butter. Y'all ever had truffle butter, bro? You know what I'm saying? Truffle butter good as shit, bro. If you've ever tried truffle butter, bro, you know what I'm saying? Get yourself a good little...
Same with this 100% cranberry juice. Sorry.
That shit is not 100% cranberry. That's so sad, though. Like, I know this. I know that a lot of the food here is, like, processed shit. That's right. That's why I try to avoid... Like, if you can try it, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro.
100% juice blend cranberry. It is disclosed, but the size of the font and the blend
Hold on. Blend of 4 juices, my nigga. Is it cranberry juice or not, bro? What is it, radioactive?
versus cranberry seems a bit misleading, don't you think? And listen, I get it. Part of this comes down to economics. It takes over 40 gallons of maple sap just to make 1 jug of real maple syrup. That's why a single bottle costs over $10, and your local grocery store is flooded with a plethora of imitation syrups that don't have any maple sap at all. But hey, they're easier on your pocketbook.
Corn
But the
syrup.
growing falsification of our foods means that literal tons of items on grocery store shelves and on restaurant plates are imitations of the real thing. Because the push for healthier, low-fat, low-sodium, low-sugar, and low-cost options in processed foods sounds great on paper, but it often means cutting out the very ingredients that gave our childhood favorites their nostalgia. No, really, the food of your childhood did taste different, and the legality of this practice is a bit fuzzy at best. Officially, the US does have laws on food labeling to prevent this deception on food labels. Both the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, and the Food Safety and Inspection Service, the FSIS, have regulations and guidance documents governing food.
At this point, bro, this shit probably bought out by like BlackRock or some shit, by some billionaire, bro. Like, as an American, I just gotta automatically assume that everything that is like this, that is cheap, made, fake, processed, whatever it is 100% was a decision made by billionaires,
labeling
bro.
claims.
I'm just gonna assume that,
so
bro.
long as there have been rules, companies have been quick to find the loophole. For
Oh,
example, while the US agreed to discontinue the labeling of sparkling wine as champagne in a 2006 wine trade agreement with the European Union, you can still find California champagne on store shelves today. Now, some people have pushed back on this. Lawsuits, often class action lawsuits, are brought when the label does not reflect the content of the product.
Oh, it's the Girl Scouts cookies.
Unbelievable! I always wanted to know how you elves got the.
Oh, it's a little elves. The first don't like the Girl Scout cookies. Don't they got this too? The little Keebler elf. I don't know, bruh.
Stripes on your fudge stripe cookies?
So, for example, some lawsuits like fudge cookies containing no butter, whole wheat crackers made mostly of refined flour, smokehouse almonds not cooked with real smoke.
What?
You get my point.
Bruh, I be eating almonds, bro. You been telling me that I've been eating fake plastic fucking doodle ass fucking almonds the whole fucking time, bro? What the fuck, bro? Like, I literally gotta look at all the ingredients now, bro.
Many of the lawsuits
I'm not
cite the
joking.
1975 Magnuson-Moss Warranties Act, which governs warranties on consumer products at the federal level. While the act does not directly address food labeling, it can be indirectly relevant when food labeling claims are considered warranties. In one example, the Godiva chocolatier faced a class action lawsuit for deceptive labeling due to its Belgium 1926 packaging, despite the chocolate being made in the United States.
That shit not made in Belgium.
The lawsuit alleged that
That's
the labeling
crazy.
led consumers to believe that the chocolate was made in Belgium, implying higher quality and origin. Godiva argued the label indicated the company's founding year and...
Bruh, shut your bitch ass up. You said Belgium 1962, bruh. That shit better be made in fucking Belgium. They bet all the money I'm spending on that chocolate, bro. That's bullshit, bro.
location, but
It doesn't matter. Like, it should be, instead of saying Belgium 1964 or whatever the fuck it said, it should be like started in or founded in. You know what I mean?
the
Like,
court sided with the consumers, leading to a $20 million settlement. But despite
Nice.
the picture that I've painted thus far, not all fake food is bad, and in many cases you might prefer it for your own ethical reasons, like having oat milk in your latte or a Beyond Beef patty in your burger. And fake foods have also allowed those with
bruh, that vegan shit is fucking terrible. Like those vegan patties, like that frozen vegan shit. I heard that shit got some nasty shit in there, bro. Like that hurt. I heard it's bad, bro.
dietary restrictions and allergies to enjoy a much broader array of dishes, like with imitation crab, which is generally considered safe to eat during pregnancy because it is typically made from cooked
Bro, imitation crab is so fucking nasty.
pollock and other
Sushi.
ingredients. They're low in mercury.
What are these little fish eggs called, bro? Now
But
wasabi.
before I get too ahead of myself, I think it's important that we go back and briefly ask,
The fuck?
how did we get here?
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get
After World War II, workers needed convenience and food companies stepped in,
Okay.
offering frozen dinners, processed cheese, and powdered eggs. Shelf life became king and flavor came from chemistry. But we didn't go from scratch made to science experiment overnight. Originally, those quick pre-made meals were still mostly recognizable. And perhaps the best example of this is also the most universal.
Okay.
Cheese. Cheese making, which began 10,000 years ago, was originally about survival for a farm family or community, taking a very perishable protein and transforming it into something less perishable, so that there would be something to eat at a later date.
Okay.
Processed cheese, which was invented 107 years ago in Switzerland,
What
is
the fuck?
basically cheese that is emulsified and cooked, rendering it much less perishable. But
Okay.
also no longer a living food, because unlike natural
Isn't natural cheese made out of like mold?
cheese, processed cheese's flavor will no longer alter with age. But big American cheese producers, as part of our factory scale, go big or go home philosophy of food production,
Oh,
bought
brother.
into processed cheese so heavily that the very definition of American cheese has come to be a processed product. And the most iconic
Bruh, everything here in America is fake, right? Like, what the fuck, bruh? You know those like medication videos where it's like an old couple? It's like, I can't get my dick hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga can't get his dick hard. He's like 70 years old. And then there's like a million side effects. Like, there's a chance that you might have swollenness, increased age, and dementia. Like, what the fuck is this shit,
of
bruh?
them all? Well, I may be
Slight bruising in your
biased,
throat.
but for me, it's that blue box of Kraft macaroni and
Oh my
cheese.
god, bro.
Okay, boys, come and get it. Kraft home cooked dinners, the quick kind you cook up fresh.
Hitting the store shelves in 1937, the box promised to feed a family of 4 for just 19 cents.
Okay.
And while launching a new product
19 cents? What the fuck? 19 cents?
during the Great Depression was certainly a gamble, the product was wildly successful, selling 8 million boxes in the first year. Food rationing during World
yeah.
War II kept the product's popularity soaring. 2 boxes of a Kraft dinner could be purchased for 1 rationing coupon. In the 1950s, the fan favorite only
The
had
food
6
stamps.
ingredients, with sharp cheddar and skim milk being the most predominant.
I don't think they had food stamps back then. I don't think they did, right? Did they have food stamps during the Great Depression? I'm pretty sure they fucking didn't.
However, real cheese is also real expensive. So in the
Oh, yeah.
1980s, while cheese was still a predominant but lesser ingredient, buttermilk powder was added to compensate. This still gave the nostalgic meal its creamy, cheesy taste that as a kid in the 1990s, I loved. However,
That shit
fast
good, bro.
forward
I'm
to
not
the
gonna lie.
2000s, both of those items have largely disappeared, while the ingredients list has gotten
Oh my fucking god. What the fuck? Enrich. Oh my god, can I read? Enriched macaroni product. Wheat flour, niacin, ferrous sulfate, iron. What the fuck is that? What the fuck are these? I've heard of riboflavin. Folic acid, heard of that. I know what that is. Cheese sauce mix. Whey, milk fat, milk protein concentrate, salt, sodium, what the fuck? Contains less than 2% of citric acid, lactic acid. Like, how is this going to benefit your body, bro? You know what I'm saying? Contains wheat and milk. Like, I can see, I don't know, bro.
longer and more chemical. But I don't want to single out Kraft too much here, because today our grocery store shelves are stocked with all kinds of near cheese items, from easy cheese to Velveeta. Again,
Oh
that
my god, that easy cheese shit was so fucking gas, bro.
type of processed cheese, when it was
Genuinely, it was
invented in
so good.
1918,
Put that on some Ritz crackers. Mmm, cheese.
now a
Mmm.
dairy-based processed food with 22 ingredients that is no longer regulated as cheese, but rather a pasteurized that is no
That's
longer
crazy. Go back.
dairy-based processed food with
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of protein. That probably ain't worth shit. Velveeta contains 4 grams of fat per serving. Holy shit. How many servings in the container? 8? Skim milk, milk, canola oil, you know what I'm saying? Milk protein, concentrate. Okay. Food starch. Okay, what the fuck is modified food starch, bro? What is food starch? Huh? Calcium. It's really the same shit as the other shit, you know what I'm saying? What is cheese culture? Enzymes. Okay, you got some enzymes. This shit ain't definitely good for us, bro.
22 ingredients that is no longer regulated as cheese, but rather a pasteurized prepared cheese product.
Oh,
To their
wow.
credit, the FDA has established SOIs, or standards of identity, for over 250 foods, defining their characteristics, ingredients, and sometimes production methods. For example, you can't just market yourself as a fruit jam if you don't include at least 45% fruit. And similarly, whole wheat bread must be made with 100% whole wheat flour.
Okay.
This again is why Velveeta was asked to not call themselves cheese any longer in the early 2000s. The
Okay, so instead of telling like, hey, step up your fucking game, they're like, hey, you just can't call yourself cheese. Like, what the fuck is that?
homogeneous orange slime, which admittedly makes for a great queso, just really isn't cheese by the FDA's definition anymore. But while
That's
SOIs
crazy.
do help to thwart food fraud, they're not about preserving quality, heritage, or freshness, but rather consistency with consumer
Okay.
expectations. And that's
look
where
at
I
that
think
jelly.
a trip across the pond is needed to explain this difference. In a few other videos, I've explored and explained the EU's adoption of the precautionary principle, meaning prove it safe first. And I'll drop links to both my video on beef and chicken in the description of this video if you would like to watch more. And to a significant degree, the precautionary principle has kept many of the food additives, chemicals, and preservatives out of the food that we consume here in Europe. There's a higher burden to bear on
Well, thanks for telling us you live in fucking Europe without fucking saying it, huh?
behalf of the manufacturers
Good for
that
you.
the chemicals that they're using in foods are safe before entering the market, rather than discovering afterwards and removing it from the store shelves.
What the fuck?
However, the presence and
Wasn't there like a recall on like ramen noodles? Like people was getting sick off that shit. Like people were literally had to go to the fucking hospital because of ramen noodles, bro. It's like, bro, like, goddamn,
power
bro.
of protected foods and labels is something that I don't think gets enough attention. These labels not only protect a heritage of food culture, but help consumers to more easily recognize and prefer the real deal over imitation foods.
Okay.
According to the European Commission, a protected designation of origin is a legal label that establishes certain requirements for labeling traditional foods and wines. The idea is that something about a place's geography and climate just simply can't be replicated, and copying the name without producing the food properly can devalue the product. So, for
Okay.
example, Kalamata olive oil, PDO, is entirely produced in the region of Kalamata in Greece,
Okay.
using olive varieties from that area. Champagne
We got that shit. We got that Kalamata shit here in the US? I don't think so. I've never seen that on the store shelf.
can only come
At least
from the
not at Walmart.
Champagne region of France. Feta is a traditional Greek cheese made from unpasteurized sheep or goat milk. It is not a generic name and must come
Yeah.
from Greece if sold in the EU.
Okay.
Gouda cheese must come from a specific region of the Netherlands. Irish whiskey must be distilled and manufactured in Ireland. Black
Okay.
Forest ham from the Schwarzwald. Roquefort blue cheese from France. Bordeaux wine, Gorgonzola, Chianti.
Oh my god, that shit looks so good.
Roquefort blue cheese
I'm
from
sorry.
France. Bordeaux wine,
Oh my god, look at that fucking cheese.
Gorgonzola, Chianti. You get what I'm saying. But sadly, it is very difficult to protect these foods and their reputation from copycats once you leave the EU. And here again, cheese is a great example. In the European Union,
Okay.
Parmigiano Reggiano is a
Why does Europe have better shit than us, bro?
PDO cheese, meaning it can only be made in a specific region of Italy using traditional methods and ingredients. The cows that produce the milk can only eat grass and hay from pure pastures and
Okay.
cannot receive antibiotics or supplements. The cheese making process must begin within 18 hours of milking, and the cheese can only include milk, rennet, which is a naturally occurring complex of enzymes used to make cheese, and
All right.
salt. A standard size wheel of cheese is produced, one that hasn't changed for hundreds of years, and it must be cared for and aged for at least 1 year before it's sold.
See, I can see why niggas go processed though, cause it's easier to get put out and stuff like that. But I don't think it's worth it, bro. Like all the health hazards and shit, bro, with these like processed foods, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's how I see it, bro. You know what I mean? But I can see why they do a lot of processed shit. You know what I mean? Because like, especially here in America, like the consumer based here in America is it's so big. You know what I'm saying? Because we're like we're a pretty wealthy nation. Yes, a lot of people are struggling, but compared to the rest of the world, we do have it pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Meanwhile, in the United States, all kinds of cheeses are passed off as Parmesan. Whether you're in a restaurant or buying a pre-grated package, it could be Pecorino Romano or Gran Padano. In the worst cases, they may not even be cheese, as a particularly bad scandal revealed. Some of those canisters of cheese contained cellulose or wood pulp.
Wood pulp. Nigga said wood pulp. What the fuck does wood? I'm sorry, I can't speak. Wood pulp. What does that have anything to do with cheese, bruh? Why the fuck is y'all putting that shit in my fucking cheese, bruh?
Seriously. But even if you consider foods that don't
Wood pulp is
directly
insane.
have a protected geographical or designation, there is still a much greater degree of emphasis and legal protection on the sourcing and quality of foods consumed. The EU has a comprehensive farm to fork strategy that aims to create fair, healthy, and environmentally friendly food systems. This
Okay.
strategy includes measures to combat food fraud with a focus on transparency and traceability throughout the food supply chain, including origin disclosure and labeling, requiring information about where food products come from. Every single item in the produce section of my chain grocery store lists where it comes from, and the local or regional products are highlighted. The flour for my cake, I can see which mill it was produced from.
Bro, you know that shit authentic, bro. You could just tell by looking at this package. You know this that real shit, bro.
And all of these
This that
things
shit you see in like a Whole Foods or like Sprouts here in
taken
America.
together, the protection of foods that carry geographic and cultural heritage, as well as a food system which mandates transparency and traceability, means that when consumers head to their grocery store, they're not only better informed consumers, but they reinforce a system that benefits local businesses by fostering trust, enhancing product value,
Okay.
and enabling those businesses to meet increasing consumer demand for sustainable and ethical food sources without increasing the cost. So while Europe protected real food with real laws, the United States protected corporate innovation.
Of course. That's not a surprise. The amount of bailouts that these fucking corporations and billionaires and CEOs get, bro. I told you on the beginning of this video, if it's some fucked up shit in this food, it was a billionaire's idea to make it that way, bro. There's no fucking way, bro. People just capitalizing off of off the system, trying to find loopholes and shit to avoid laws, to avoid paying taxes and shit, bro. It's crazy.
at least for now. Every
Yeah, for
year, it
now.
seems like there is an ever-growing awareness of the link between diet and
Bro.
every year it seems like there is an
This motherfucker, bro. This is a nigga that said that Tylenol causes autism, bro. This dumbass nigga literally said Tylenol causes autism, bro. This is a guy who eats roadkill and bathes in sewage water. This is our health. This is our Department of Health, my nigga. What the fuck
ever-growing
is this?
awareness of the link between diet
What the
and
fuck?
health, including obesity, allergies, and chronic diseases, prompting consumers to scrutinize food ingredients and nutritional value. Consumers are seeking foods with fewer artificial additives and preservatives, leading to the rise of clean label products and grocery stores that cater to whole, healthy food.
The problem with like stores like this though, and like a good example is like I said, Sprouts, Whole Foods is like it's so expensive. It's a lot more expensive. The food is a lot more expensive, and the quantity is less in the package compared to like going to like Walmart or some shit
But
or
sadly,
Target.
this trend is one that comes at a cost that many people just simply cannot afford.
It's
Processed
just
foods
unaffordable.
tend to have a lot more calories at a lower price. That's more bang for your buck than fresh food if you're on a budget. One piece of British research in 2023, the Broken Plate Report by the Food Foundation, found that healthy food is usually twice as expensive as less healthy food on a per calorie basis.
Oh,
However,
yeah.
buying cheaper, less healthy food can prove to be a false economy, leading to health conditions, income losses, increased living costs, and medical expenses. One Harvard study found that unhealthy diets result in $50 billion in additional healthcare costs every year.
That America ain't gonna pay for, nigga. America ain't paying for that shit, bro. We don't have free healthcare here. We don't have free healthcare, bro. Our government doesn't put money back into the people. It bails out billionaires and sadist PDF file retards.
With copays
Hell
and
nah.
rising insurance premiums inflating American household bills. There are
Oh, yeah.
some heritage foods which have been
For now. It won't be like this forever, though.
legally protected in the United States, but the few examples that do exist are contained to state-level laws. For example, in Tennessee, whiskey is a protected name. In Tennessee, the state law, House Bill 1084, defines Tennessee whiskey and mandates that it must be produced in Tennessee, meet the definition of bourbon, including a grain mixture with at least 51% corn, and undergo the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing. It is also protected under agreements like NAFTA, now the USMCA, and in the EU,
I'm gonna go lie, bourbon sounds good right now. Some bourbon, bro?
recognizing it as a distinctive product of the United States, specifically produced in Tennessee. Vidalia onions are another of these rare examples where an American crop is considered unique enough to deserve protected labeling. The Vidalia Onion Act of 1986.
It's crazy. Look, I think this is the end of the video. But one thing I do want to say, bro, is like I've seen videos of like watermelon like being able to stretch and bend, bro. Like what the fuck is this shit, bro? It's fucking ridiculous, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, like it's like nah, bro, but like the actual real healthy food is way more expensive compared to like, you know what I'm saying? Like going and buying some processed shit. Like it's just always been like that. I don't know why it's like that. Probably because it's harder to get non-processed foods than it is to get processed foods. It's cheaper to put that in production. And so like these companies, they just take advantage of it and they just try to siphon as much money as they can. But it's just like, bro, it's sad, bro. Like American food is really dog shit, bro.
Codified into state law
Unless you
that
go,
only
like-
onions grown in 20 specific counties in
Bro.
Georgia can
And like most people here in America are living paycheck to paycheck, like literally, bro.
legally use the name. And while I think that these are a great start, they remain specialties and not standards.
Yeah.
The real tragedy, in my opinion, for Americans is that many just don't know what they're missing when they get a low quality imitation of a truly good food.
But recently I've noticed a lot of people are waking up to like the bullshit though. Like people are realizing like this food is fake as fuck, bro. Y'all, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. The, you know what I'm saying, the ramen noodles getting people sick, bro. Second of all, we don't have free healthcare here in America, right? It comes off your paycheck if you can even get the premium, because if you get premium, it's taking off like half your check anyways. You know what I mean? Like it's dumb how like the economy is nowadays here in America, and because of that, like people can't afford to get the more non-processed foods and shit. It's just a bad thing for society, bro, right now, bro. But eventually there will be a time when niggas will rise up and we will come together and we won't be eating dog shit for fucking breakfast, bro. You know what I'm saying? We won't be eating Oreos for breakfast and half the population won't be morbidly obese. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, and good night, man. I love y'all, man. I just want to see what this video was about, man. Because, you know, why not? Why not? Why not? I love y'all. Peace.